Welcome to the cave. Welcome, friendos. That was a total ripoff of another channel I watch. We're going to get sued. This is the Man Cave, back again after a long absence. We got Jimmo. We got Michelle.
Is
Mike.
Josh the host now?
I
He is.
am the host with the most.
Ooh.
He's had a lot of hostess in his life.
Ah, those are cupcakes. Zingers.
Hey.
It's because I'm overweight.
Hey, you've been losing a lot of weight, though. I can tell.
Yeah, actually, almost 20 pounds.
Damn.
You know, on the camera, you don't look overweight.
Yeah. Is that like a zoomed,
We'll find
No,
out.
just
cylindrical?
you're mostly under the table, so.
Yeah. This is camera tricks, man. Camera tricks. I'm David Blaine in it. So, what's been going on with you guys? What are we doing? How's it hanging?
Not much. It's been quite some time since we've done a podcast.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, I
A
don't
lot of
remember how to
time.
do it. I don't.
Yeah.
Don't we just, well, that one guy that listens, why don't we call him? See what he wants us to talk about this week.
All right.
Jimmy, you've been doing some research.
Yeah, we're going to start with one of my topics here.
Yep, I'm ready.
Sounds good. What do we got?
All right. I was wanting to talk about earthquakes today. Mainly about the New Madrid Fault, since we live on it, or near it, I guess I should say. But anyway, the last big earthquake to hit the New Madrid Fault was in December 1811 through February of 1812. And they think it was four major earthquakes and a bunch of aftershocks, but they think they range between 7.2 and 8.1 magnitude,
Damn.
which
Wow.
is pretty crazy. And back then, there wasn't shit out here
Right.
this way. If this kind of earthquake hit now, you could see probably 100,000 people dead. I'm just guessing, but
Holy shit.
and the two
Where was
main
the epicenter? Where did it hit?
the epicenter I think is right
Pretty
near
far
the
south.
boot heel
Yeah.
or something,
Near
like
the
in
boot
Missouri.
heel?
Yeah,
Near the
I
boot
think you
heel?
have to say boot heel.
Yeah.
Heel?
Heel.
The boot heel?
Boot heel in Missouri.
Where all you
So
you
you
live?
think it would affect St. Louis? Being
Oh
that
yeah,
far?
big
Oh,
time.
Wow.
I remember watching. There's kind of a documentary on the History Channel that came out about 10 years ago about that, and the two cities affected most would be St. Louis and Memphis, and it would fuck some
Well,
shit up.
I think it's safe to say we wouldn't be walking in Memphis.
Oh,
Uh,
so
he got really mad that I said that joke.
I ran over his balls. Sorry.
so
Cooper.
like on that
Sorry, Cooper.
on that
He got pissed.
on that show, they kind of show the arch falling.
Oh, my
Like
God.
because like an 8.0 earthquake hits and the arch is like hip, 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 and just falls.
Isn't that an Alanis Morissette song? It's
I don't-
like
I don't know.
What?
it's like
You're reaching
spending your
now.
whole damn life
You're reaching.
avoiding that arch.
Oh yeah, that's
and when
it.
the earthquake hits, you think, I really gotta fart.
So-
Okay, that's all I got. I'm done. I'm not
So-
gonna talk anymore.
Anyway, back when this happened in 1811, there were witnesses saying that it caused the Mississippi to flow backwards.
Right.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, which is pretty nuts.
That's crazy.
I wonder if it was just like a small section, just like a little rock, and then like it was.
Well, you know the river runs backwards here in St. Charles because of the way that the Missouri River's turns there.
Turns.
You ever know when you're down on Main
Uh-uh.
Street? If you ever watch the river, it runs north. It doesn't run south there.
Did you check
Really?
the moss
Yeah.
on the trees?
So where's all that water go? Does the top part run north and the bottom part run south?
Well, it's like picture this as the river,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes down. It's still going south,
Yeah.
but there's a turn in the river that goes. That's
Oh,
right
okay.
where we're at. So
I get.
it's
I
still
get what you're
running
saying.
south, but right there on Main Street,
Yeah.
the water actually runs northbound.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. You ever hear Heart of St. Charles, where the river runs north? You ever hear people say that?
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Yeah,
I
I
made
have.
that up.
No, I've heard it.
You've heard that? Okay.
I haven't. I just didn't want to
Oh,
sound
my
stupid.
bad.
So the crazy thing about this earthquake is they're not 100% sure, but they think that major earthquakes like this hit the New Madrid Fault about every 250 years, which would be
So we're due.
right about now.
Read about now.
Did you see that guy? He just posted. He predicted the Nepal.
Yeah, I did see that.
And then
What?
now he's predicting one. Well, he predicted it was going to hit yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday at 6 p.m. our time.
Yeah.
Where
So,
at? Here?
No.
California.
Yeah, the San Andreas Fault.
Which, okay, I see you. I can get that you think you can predict earthquakes, but how do you predict where? You know, like because he was saying it like has to do with the alignment of the planets or something like that.
Yeah, I don't
So
know how
that's-
he
See,
did that.
no, my friends, that's not how it happens. I have one word. HARP.
Heard that.
High Frequency Active Auroral Research Project.
I heard somebody was gonna go there.
The government is fucking us, guys.
Oh man, that didn't take long.
Yep.
Conspiracy Podcast, Part
I think
17.
every one of our podcasts turns into conspiracy. theories.
government. They're watching
Fuck.
all.
Big
So
brother.
here's some stats about likelihood of an earthquake happening here soon. There's a 25 to 40% chance of a 6.0 or greater in the next 50 years, which is pretty high. You know, it's almost 50% chance of a 6.0 or greater, which I think a 6.0 would be bad, but I think we'd be all right. There'd be some damage, but
Have you been in a lot of 6.0s?
um,
Because I was in this 5.0 the other day, and this guy just hit it.
you were in the back
I'm
of
like,
a 5.0.
That was a dumb.
So, and then
Something.
they say there's a 7 to 10% chance
7
of an
to
earthquake
10%.
like the one that hit in 1811
1811.
that could be up to 8.0. So it's 7 to 10% chance of that in the next 50 years. So if you think about that, 1 in 10 chance in our lifetimes
It's
that we're
happen.
gonna see an earthquake like that hit in the 1800s, which would be really bad. They also said it would cause the most damage out of any natural disaster that ever hit the United States.
Wow.
So worse than Katrina,
Jeez.
We're
But
worse
it's-
than Katrina.
worse than Katrina.
It's crazy to think that things back then, when bad things happened back then, it wasn't as bad. Like you were saying, people were more spread out and there weren't big buildings.
yeah, at least here. If it would have happened in New York,
Yeah, back then, yeah, I guess in
it
New
would have
York
been
it would've
bad, but nothing like it is now. I mean, back then, what was there? 50 million Americans, and now there's 300 million.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and they also said
Those
like,
numbers aren't accurate. I
when
don't- I
that
don't think
earthquake
those numbers
hit,
are accurate.
it was ringing church bells in Boston.
Holy
From here.
shit.
Yeah.
The British are coming.
That's awesome.
That was an ejaculate.
Did you
joke.
see that new movie that just came out with Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
Yeah, I saw previews.
I saw.
Then you've seen the movie.
There was a that's probably
That's
one
how
of
it
those
is
kind of
nowadays
movies.
with most
Yeah.
of
Those
these
stuff,
movies.
yeah.
There was you remember when that movie Gravity came out and Neil deGrasse Tyson like kept tweeting everything that he saw wrong in the movie? Well, there was a seismologist that was doing that with the San Andreas
San
movie.
Andreas movie.
So I was reading them; they were pretty funny.
Was
You
he
know
ripping
what's-
on him?
Yeah, it was a girl. It was a lady actually. She, but yeah, well, there was some things where she's like, "Oh, they got that right," and but some things she was like, "Yeah, that's stupid." But
I wonder if Dwayne the Rock Johnson reads those and it's like, son of a bitch. They
He's
told me it was
actually-
100% accurate.
he's actually a pretty good actor.
I don't know why people keep saying that.
I liked him in that.
I think he's just been in so many movies that people start to believe.
See, but
he's a
I
good
haven't
actor.
seen him in very many movies. I saw him in the one with what the hell is his name? Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, No Pain, No Gain.
Yeah, yeah.
That movie was good, not because of The Rock.
Well, yeah, no movie's good just because of one actor. I'm just saying he held his own with Mark
He
Wahlberg
barbecued
and
hands.
what the hell is Shaloub?
Yeah.
He was in that. Those
Yeah.
are big time actors.
Plus, remember we saw him in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Were you
Yeah,
out with us?
yeah.
It was like 4 in the morning, and he
Yeah.
was filming a movie on the strip.
Yeah, that was
Escape to
Race
Witch
to
Mountain.
Witch Mountain.
We're all
Escape
waiting.
to
We're
Witch
like,
Mountain.
"Hey, it's The Rock," and he's like waved at us. He's like, "Hey."
Actually, that was the night that Carl forgot that picture that's in my bar.
Oh yeah.
He forgot that at Fremont, and we're like, "Fuck!"
Typical Carl.
And he's like, "I'm going back to get it." And I was like, "Dude, I'll go with you. I don't want you walking back by yourself, you know."
Yeah.
So I went back with him, and then we got stuck in that traffic, and they quit the bus services. They were like, "You gotta get off here," and they made us walk from like Riviera to Harris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At least you're back on the
Oh
strip.
yeah, yeah. We were at least.
Dude,
on
if
the
you had to
strip.
walk from Fremont,
Oh yeah,
you
we'd
just have to
been
get a
fucked.
cab or something.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, we did see him.
Yeah, the one thing that'd be worse than the New Madrid quake is if the big one ever hits in California. You know, that's what there's 35 million people living in California. That's
I don't understand why anyone would want to live there.
yeah.
It's like, well,
I
you're going to
don't-
be underwater in 5 years.
Right.
You have the San Andreas Fault in 10 years. You're probably gonna die within the next 15 years.
Yeah,
We'll
they,
just rebuild.
Yeah.
they say there's a 7% chance in the next 50 years of a big one hitting there. So it's
Listen, if the Chinese
crazy.
can build an entire island off the coast in like less than a
The
month,
Chinese could do anything.
we can rebuild California.
we
I
can.
believe it wholeheartedly. Save hashtag rebuild California.
Hey.
Hey, yeah, what the fuck, dude? You're worse
I
than
mean,
Mason.
we'll have to rebuild it with about 5 million people left there instead of 30. But
Yeah.
I believe in you.
At least
we will rebuild.
At least most of
we
them
will
are dumb.
rebuild.
They're only killing the dumb ones.
All right, at least most of them are Mexicans.
Oh man. Actually, I said something to Nikki's mom about. She was talking about tornadoes. I was like, "Why does God only kill poor people with tornadoes?"
What?
And I had heard that from somewhere.
Yeah.
But she got really offended,
Yeah.
because she thought I was saying like she was poor 'cause she lived in a trailer park.
Yeah.
But I was like,
Mobile home-
they always
mobile
go
home
through
park.
fucking trailer parks. They kill all the poor people. God's
That's
so
funny.
mean.
That was mean.
But I think when I was thinking back, I'm like, well, tornadoes have like there's an alley, tornado alley,
Yeah.
and all the people that have
Even
money.
in St. Louis, it
get-
always goes through North County, and it always has. You know?
And I
Not that-
always thought, I was like, well, people with money just over the years have just got the fuck out. They're like, these
Yeah.
fucking tornadoes really suck,
Yeah.
and
Listen.
poor people just stay.
I
did-
moved because I got an A in history. Okay, I learned from what happened before. and
It
I got
did
the
hit
fuck out.
a pretty nice area in St. Charles recently,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that was like all like threw a trash can into my boss's truck.
It went
And
through
he
this
still got it.
neighborhood.
Oh, did it? Oh,
That's
yeah,
why
that's
we have
right.
all brand new siding
Yeah.
and windows and everything in this house.
Nice.
Yeah, it demolished a house completely down the street.
Wow.
Completely gone. Just the foundation was left.
So you know the one natural disaster that eventually is going to hit. It's low probability, but eventually it will hit. Is when the Yellowstone
Old Faithful.
blows.
What do
Yeah.
they call? Yeah.
The
They
super
say-
volcano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When that thing goes, I mean, millions are going to die.
Woody
If
Harrelson's
not,
gonna be pissed.
it's going to be bad.
up there all day.
Like there's like an ash zone within like 100-mile radius where
Oh, yeah.
nothing lives, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then even where we are, it's going to be bad.
Yeah, we'll have like storms and
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
from all the ash that gets in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Global warming won't be a problem anymore.
We won't have a
But
sun for
what-
3 years.
But it'll be fine because then we'll just get Superman to fly backwards around the world.
It's only in the movies, Josh.
And then
God.
then Lois will come out of the mountain.
I'm telling you, these drugs are rotting your brain, son.
Hops.
But yeah, earthquakes. Bad. Check.
Yep, that's all I got on that.
Yeah, let's kill that son of a bitch.
Oh,
that topic
man.
is dead. Mike, what's
Oh,
going on
that's
with you?
awesome. We just made 13 minutes.
Nice.
It's a good segment.
Perfect.
That was a good segment.
Yeah. We're at 13:17
1317.
for your camera.
Oh, hey, thanks.
It's like a horror movie after 1408. It's a
Yeah.
prequel.
Well, go ahead and do yours, Josh. We'll go in not right order.
Well, I just wanted to. I was looking on the intranets,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen a lot of crazy shit that's about to come out, like within the next 4 or 5 years.
Like movies?
No, I mean like technology. Like
Okay.
if you actually pay attention to some of the upcoming trends and like these things you'll never hear about on the regular market. My dad just took me, or he just went to this thing. I want to say it's like a not an inventors convention, but it's I'll have to get the exact name from him. It's a festival.
It's like E3 for tech.
Kind of, sort of, but like he found a couple years back he went and he found this thing called a hydrogen engine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's this small. I've got the plan saved on my phone, but it basically turns your oxygen into just hydrogen and then just run it, but you can just snap it into your fucking existing motor. They've converted it to where it'll run on a gasoline motor.
What?
So he was my dad was I'm drinking the Fortune, the one with the spade on the cap.
Whose
Horrible
beer is that
fucking
weird
soda.
looking
Yeah,
thing?
I couldn't accept that on principle. Anyways, it basically you give it a low voltage into water.
Oh, I've seen this.
Yeah, and with a chemical reaction, it creates hydrogen, and then the hydrogen burns,
Yeah.
and then that's what gets you to
See,
go.
what I saw I guess it's different from a hydrogen fuel cell, or is that the same?
Kind of, sorta.
Because what I saw
don't
is
know
like
the
what you're saying.
technical
They
specs of
run
it.
an electrode through
Right.
water,
Right.
which separates the oxygen and the hydrogen.
and then it burns the hydrogen.
Well, then what happens is whenever you mix the hydrogen back with oxygen, it creates an electrical current,
Right.
and then your exhaust is water because you're putting
It
hydrogen
puts
and
out
oxygen
vapor.
together.
It's a cleaner burning engine.
Yeah, well,
Um,
it's like you can drink the
Yeah.
water out of it.
Yeah. No, it's
That's
perfectly
crazy.
fine.
See, what I've heard though is the amount of energy that it takes to separate the hydrogen from the oxygen is more energy than you get back from connecting the hydrogen and the oxygen. So that wouldn't make sense to do it.
I think in the beginning that was kind of the case. It was just like, okay, we know this is gonna work. It's gonna take technology and advancements and other discoveries of some kind, different elements, different alloys, copper wiring, gold wiring. Because like on TV connections, gold plating is better than the regular steel. Same thing. You might get better conductivity out of certain things.
Did he just have a stroke?
I think so. You had an aneurysm.
I was looking at Jimmy and he just looked so serious, like something was happening under there.
He's
But,
he's
no.
waiting for you to make some
I have
fucking
something
sense.
to add
I-
to this,
well,
so
no.
I'm just.
Well,
You
I
just
told
listen.
I told you that story to tell you this story because my dad.
Oh, one of the stories to prep a story. Can't
Right.
wait.
Story to prep a story. So, anyways, he has one of these things on his kitchen table, right? And he plugs it in. It starts making hydrogen. And he unplugs it, and it still goes. Like, it's still making hydrogen. He unplugs it for a good 30 seconds, and it's still bubbling and making. You can tell it's making hydrogen.
Did he get scared?
Oh, he got terrified because it's like, this is lethal gas. I can't light anything. An electric, it's one charge could blow up my house. He's thinking. So he goes to throw it, kind of toss it into the sink, and it ignites somehow, makes a sound like a gunshot. They ended up calling the police because they thought he was shooting a gun off in his mobile home, and that's all.
Dang.
It wasn't a great story. You're so gay! Exclamation! 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 For those of you that can't see, he typed "you are so gay," and then a lot of exclamation points after that while I was telling that story. But we talked about earthquakes for 13 minutes. I figured I could tell a corny
Yeah.
story about my dad.
Hey,
But
can
that is
I-
cool. I think it's going to be a mixture of everything. We'll have all different kind of fuel sources instead of the monopoly
and
that
fuel
oil
sources
and
wasn't even really my
fossil
main,
fuels.
my main topic I wanted to talk about. I know we've mentioned or we've talked about things like the Oculus Rift,
Ooh, yeah.
yeah, that thing's cool.
I can't wait for that.
the
know.
Google glasses. They're coming back out
Gay.
because they already have porn for it.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, I knew you'd be in for that, buddy. I meant to do that.
You're fine.
But yeah, stuff like that. There was even this thing I saw on Facebook where it was like a wrist. It was something you wore on your wrist, and through
Bracelet.
your motions, like you could turn on your TV.
Oh,
like a
yeah.
Jedi,
Yeah.
or like like your drones over there. You could just be like, and it would like come to life.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and I know I think it was just a Kickstarter trailer or campaign or something, but like that was kind of cool. I mean,
I love that.
Apple would probably pick that up since everyone's uses Mac stuff.
Yeah. And even when they don't have Mac, they just put Apple stickers on it.
Right.
So that they're cool.
Right.
Did you hear that too? That static?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was my phone.
I don't got anything. I'm clear.
I think at some point, eventually, it'll just be everything will be thought controlled. I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
You just
that'll be
lay on
awesome.
your couch, and be like,
I heard something about that
Yeah.
like in the early 2000s. They were like it wasn't even like a luxury thing. It was something to help paraplegics. And they
yeah.
had a helmet and the guy could move the mouse.
Yeah, they do have
With his
that
eyes or
technology. I don't know
something.
how far along they've come with it, but
Well,
Yeah.
that was
Well,
when we were in high school. when I saw that.
It'll be well. It's you're basically just have electrical signals in your brain. So when I move my arm, there's electrical signals that go
Are there,
off.
Mike?
So that's just a matter of putting an electrode at that spot that says, okay, when this thing fires, it means my shoulder raises, and when this thing fires, it means my elbow moves. Well, they just map that to a machine
yeah,
that can and take those signals just as
Mhm.
you would a controller.
yeah.
And then you don't even think about it. You just however you move your arm. You don't think about moving your arm. You just
All
do
right,
it.
let me one up that.
That's what it'll
Okay.
be like.
One
I
upper
read
guy.
another article today, actually, because our system at work went down for 45 minutes, which was awesome. I read another article today that there's a Kickstarter campaign out there from a guy who wants to surgically remove the lens of your eye
Mm-hmm.
and replace it with a bionic lens that'll never degrade, never lose focus. You'll have perfect clerical sight. Clerical. That's not
So
even-
he wants to wait
it's a
until
goddamn accounting term.
wait until
Sounds
you
good. Sounds good
wait
to me.
until you need eye surgery, or he wants to do this to everyone.
I'm sure it's going to start out as
I saw the headline, but I didn't read it.
right.
But
Yeah.
it looked cool.
Huh.
I think it's going to start out with "We're helping your grandmother," and then it's going to be like the new eyes coming this fall.
God, I wish
Check
we
your
had,
email with your fucking
I wish we had time for
notes.
that Bill Burr bit where
Right.
he talks about the kid getting lost in
in the woods,
woods.
and he's like, "Where's Tommy? Where's Tommy?" And she pulls out this thing, and she pushes the little button, and this thing goes.
Do you remember that
beep, beep, beep,
Duracell
beep.
commercial? Do you remember that Duracell
Do you remember that?
commercial?
Which one?
You know Duracell, they say like, well, when you need
When you
a
need
battery,
us,
this
we'll
is who
never
we
fail.
trust.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was a Duracell commercial where a lady loses her son and she
Yeah.
can't find him, so she gets this thing out of her purse.
Just like
and
a
she's like,
yeah,
"Oh,
like
where
a
are you?"
PDA.
And it's like beeping.
Oh,
and
yeah.
little Tommy comes out of the woods.
He comes out of
with
the woods,
his-
just walks out.
with his balloon.
Yeah.
You know, and that was it. It was like, oh, trusted by
Oh,
Duracell.
trusted by five.
But
What
she-
the
she
fuck
would've
is
found him
in
anyway, though,
Tommy?
right?
Well,
Oh.
I don't know. But the guy's joke was like, who gives a shit about the battery? What's the thing?
What's the thing
that got her
inside
fucking kid?
Tommy
He's like, he
that
didn't have-
told him to come out of the
He
woods?
didn't have a necklace on. He didn't-
Nothing.
there was shit like that.
There's
They
a
must have
chip in the
implanted
fucking
that.
his brain.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
no, that
That's
was
a funny bit.
it reminds me, if you haven't seen it, they remade they made a movie out of it. But the what I saw was Repo, the genetic opera.
Yeah, I saw
It's an old movie, not old movie, it's older. And then they remade it as Repo Men or something with not Joaquin Phoenix, but the fucking British guy that's in Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix. No, Jude Law.
Oh.
That's who it was.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but yeah, that was that's what that reminds me of. You know, where a virus just starts killing your bodily organs, and now there's this giant company that just finances you a heart, and then when you don't fucking pay up, they just boom, give me that shit.
There's a technology I wanted to bring up before we move on to a different topic.
Yeah, we still got time on this one.
And
Is this the
it's-
pocket pussy?
No,
That's old technology.
Oh,
Yeah. but autonomous vehicles. That's the
Oh,
one I'm
yeah.
really excited for. That most people don't realize is like right around the corner.
Yeah, you remember Rick saying,
I-
you can never do an
I don't-
18-wheeler. Did you see that thing
Oh.
I posted to you?
No.
The first 18-wheeler like took its trip, the autonomous 18-wheeler.
Oh,
Maybe
don't
I
know if
just
it's-
posted it to Rick just because he was
Oh,
the one
okay.
that said that it couldn't happen.
yeah, but didn't they just put out a stat and like we're clearly at least 10 to 15 years away, because like the one that the Google had already got into a couple wrecks, like a
Has
couple
it?
accidents.
I thought it.
Yeah. They were
it
very
did, but
low
it wasn't their
speed.
fault.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was
They
other
were very,
people's
but
fault.
it couldn't judge. Like it couldn't make the decision it needed to make because
Well,
it happened too fast.
it's going to start slowly. The first thing you're going to see is the automatic braking that's already out, where it
Mhm.
brakes
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you. Which I have a funny story I'm going to tell about that
All
later.
right, I'll remind you.
I just kind of heard it on the radio, but anyway. And then they're gonna have. I think the next thing that's gonna come out next year is it'll drive for you in traffic jams. So it'll apply the
Oh,
brake,
okay.
keep you in your lane, speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down. It'll be able to do that. Then it'll be able to drive on the highway, which pretty much, just staying in one lane. If it has to go around something,
Yeah.
it can do that. And then it's going to keep compounding from there to where eventually
It'll be all driving.
they say by 2025, I mean, it's going to be commonplace for those cars to be everywhere,
I would do it. Just imagine, because I sleep, like when I get to work, I get there about 10 minutes early. I sleep in my car. So, like, I set my alarm.
Yeah.
And I go to sleep in my car
Yeah,
for
I
10
do
minutes.
that at lunch all the time.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I do it at lunch a lot. But
Yeah.
could you imagine, like, I could sleep the whole 20 minutes
Yeah.
to work?
I don't want to imagine
Especially
that.
like if I'm working all over St. Louis, so sometimes I got 45 minutes to an hour drive.
Right.
Dude, that's an hour's extra sleep,
Yep.
It's awesome. And then if I have to go get materials and just sleep,
Yeah.
or at least,
We'll be such a better rested community.
oh, man.
I'd probably masturbate a lot.
Ew.
I'm not gonna. You don't have to
Dude,
drive.
They're gonna
And
change.
the only thing that you can think about is I'm gonna sleep. No.
Eventually, when they're like fully autonomous, your car's not gonna be like a car anymore. It's gonna be like a living room because
Yeah.
you don't have to drive.
Play Xbox.
Yeah.
You're gonna have probably the seats facing each other with you're gonna probably gonna have a flat screen TV in
Yeah.
there, and why would you need,
You don't need it to be the way it
configuration,
is. Yeah.
that it is now.
No, that's so true.
But what a lot of people don't realize either is it's going to destroy probably at least 1 million jobs, probably more than that.
That's why I don't understand why everyone's pushing for this. Like, who really
Well,
needs this?
think of all the productivity and all that it's going to save, in
No
the
more
long run.
traffic.
And it will create a few new jobs, but it is going to destroy a lot. Taxi drivers, bus drivers, delivery drivers.
I mean, we're
truck
talking
drivers.
at least 35 to 50 years before there's enough of these cars to actually worry about it.
I wouldn't say that.
Because
I'd say by 2030, 15 years.
A Chevy Volt right now is almost what, $40,000-$50,000. Think about the
Yeah.
value of an autonomous car.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
going to
they'll be
be at
too
least, if they
expensive for
can't
the
make
common.
it, at least a $60,000 car, because the hardware and the software that's going to go into this. Not to
Mhm.
mention, you're going to have to calibrate it for fuel efficiency.
Well,
You're going to have to, or figure out another fuel source altogether. Because what happens if you're not paying attention and you run the fucker out of gas? Does the computer know?
Oh,
to
yeah, I'm sure.
coast?
Yeah, I'm sure
it
it
dings
knows.
like the cars do now.
Well,
So-
I get that, but I'm just saying if I'm sleeping,
Yeah.
Well, you have a GPS, and it's gonna. I mean, a fucking simple computer can go. I have a quarter tank of gas. Next gas station, 2 miles. Fucking
But it's
pulls
like
you right
it's like
in,
any
man.
technology. It's going to start off slow and expensive, like cell phones did. In the early '90s, you had a big ass brick. It was $1 a minute to talk to anyone. and
Yeah.
no one fucking had them.
right?
But then it slowly, became more affordable. And,
This is my next car.
And they
Yeah.
and they got
Did I show
they
you
got
those,
better.
or did you show me these?
Yeah, I showed you these.
I-
I've been looking at
yeah.
these for years. They're
Yeah.
supposed to come out 2 years ago.
Well, you can
Something like
order
that.
them. You can. There's a
Oh yeah, you
spot
can give
go on there to
this
order one.
company to give their money that hasn't. And they haven't came through with what they've said so far.
Well, yeah, they're.
But
this would be a revolution
just imagine that
in the car
that
industry.
like autonomous car.
yeah.
Just these tiny little
Yeah.
cars that just fucking
Mhm.
you don't have to drive. You
Yeah,
just get in
and then
them,
just
get to work.
imagine you're riding around with Bruce Willis in a flying taxi.
The dumbest part about that was that it wasn't autonomous. You can't have flying taxis with people controlling them.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
People are too stupid to drive. let
I
alone
mean,
fly.
airplanes are fully autonomous now. I think
Yeah.
the only thing the pilots kind of take them off and land them, but other than that,
And I
Yep.
think there's even like, and I could be making this up, but I think there's even like landing assistance.
oh yeah,
Like
they don't
you
have to-
just.
They're pretty much
Oh,
there
right,
to
I
make
did
sure.
it.
Yeah.
They're pretty
then-
much there to make sure nothing goes wrong.
Well, yeah. If the systems fail,
Yeah.
they manually override and take over.
Yep. And what people don't realize is every 2 years, computer power doubles.
Right.
So, something that's kind of hard for a computer today to do, and in 2 years it'll be double the power, so
Right.
it'll be easy.
It'd
and
be
then,
easy.
And they come up with new systems that push that limit. And then 2 years later, it's easy for that computer to do what the computer 2 years
That's
ago
what's so
could do.
crazy.
Right.
So
How
then
fast.
they have something else that pushes that limit, and it's just compounding on itself. And
Until quantum computers come out, and then we're all fucked.
All of us.
Then they're
We're all gonna
taking
be
over
in
the world.
fucking Tron land.
well, eventually, computers
Disney's
are going to
just
be
gonna
smarter
run
than us, and
everything.
we just got to hope that
They have mercy.
yeah, because it's going to happen. There's nothing
Yeah.
we can really do about
What's
it.
the matter? Don't you want to watch Pornhub? You've
God.
not strapped
I
down
think
to a
our
chair.
best chances to make them nothing like us.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's make them like women.
No.
a horrible idea.
No. Josh.
I-
what are you thinking?
Once a month, your
On
computer's trying to
record.
kill you.
Look at that. I feminine and needy.
Oh, I bet you're
Feminine
voting
and
for
needy.
Hillary Clinton too, aren't you?
Fuck you.
Well, perfect. We're at 2 topics, 29 minutes 6 seconds.
It's good.
Perfect.
Yeah,
It's good
we're
stuff.
doing pretty good here.
Mike, what do you got this week?
I don't know. Let's talk about abortion.
oh shit! Oh,
So
damn!
listen, I was fucking this one bitch, right? And I wasn't fucking her.
You were fucking her.
I wasn't fucking her.
We can start with
Let's talk about abortion.
I don't know. I like that topic though, because it's so fun.
I mean, it's worn out.
Is it worn out?
Like her vagina. And an abortion.
Yeah, it's one of those topics I don't really have a stance on because I just don't give a shit.
Care, yeah.
I just don't care. But
Yeah. That's yeah.
I mean,
Too bad-
I think I could still talk about it if you guys want.
I really don't want to talk about it. I'd rather watch some abortions. Would you guys want to do that?
Let's
instead?
YouTube
Hey,
it.
let's see if we can find it.
Actually, I want to see some abortion fist fighting.
Ew.
The two
So I was
women
behind this
UFC
vehicle
fighting
today on the
while
road.
they're
and
getting an abortion.
I was behind this vehicle on the road today. They had like seriously 10 like pro-life stickers on
Oh,
the back
yeah.
of their car. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
They really,
And I
really
was like-
wanted you to keep the baby.
I was thinking, what if you had like instead of pro-choice,
100
instead of
pro-life.
pro-choice, you just have a sticker that says, "Why wear condom?" ? Abortions are legal.
Y'all be pro-lifers would be so. They'd probably key your car every day.
That'd be funny if instead of pro-life they were anti-choice. Instead of pro-choice, they're pro-death.
Yeah.
Pro-death and anti-choice.
They're like, wait, that's actually
that's so
not what
funny.
I.
You could
Oh,
you could say
I
that's
get it.
That's so funny.
that's what they are.
No, I've watched a couple videos where you know how they always have those posters showing the dead fetus babies and that's like all mutilated and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And these
By the way, Michael Crowell jacks off to that.
I have walked in on him doing that many a times.
Jacking off to aborted fetuses.
But these people come
You ever
up.
been to abortedfetuses.com?
No, is that
Oh
a real
my
thing?
God.
I don't know.
It
Oh my
Find out.
god!
All right, I'm gonna
Look
type
it
do
up.
it.
Look it up.
Abortedfetuses.com.
But I always am so. I always feel.
Aborted feti?
You always see like the crazy woman that comes up. It's like, I can't believe you're showing this. What's wrong? And I mean, I'm sure she's obviously had abortion or knows someone with it that has had an abortion and it hits them in a certain
Yeah, I think
spot.
actually like 9 out of 10 women have had it.
What? Is that a real statistic?
That's probably not real.
Okay, abortedfetus.com is for sale.
It's for sale?
Oh, really?
$2,900
Dang.
What?
for aborted fetus. How do you spell fetus, by the way?
Fetus?
Okay, I spelled it right.
What about fetus plural? Is that fetuses?
I thought it was
I think it's
feti.
just fetus with an apostrophe, which I don't know if you can
Oh,
do that.
yeah, I don't know.
Listen, Jesus already had 12 apostrophes, and I don't think we need any goddamn more.
This fucking guy.
Religion joke 30 minutes in. Mark that on your video.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy abortedfetus.com and michaelcrawl.com and then put them together. Like,
them
if you type in
together.
michaelcrawl.com,
It
it'll
takes
go
you
to
to
abortedfetus.com.
And then we have to go around town advertising michaelcrow.com. That would be worth what?
Yeah,
probably
put michaelcrawl.com bumper stickers everywhere.
Everywhere.
Did you hear
Everywhere.
that .com is a thing now?
Is it really?
Yes.
I've always said that's like what porn
Why-
site should
yeah.
be,
Yeah,
you know?
that's what they're
Yeah.
going to be. So you could have
So just dot.
Pornhub.com.
Oh my
would
god!
be the
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Why don't they just start doing dot jizz or dot semen
Because that doesn't
Jizz.
work with the name scheme.
dot baby gravy
Dot come on my face.
dot
It'd be better if you said .orgy, because that'd be like
Ooh,
.org.
that's good.
yeah dot orgy.
Yeah, that goes
Grandma,
with the
I
name
apologize if for some reason you're watching this. I know you had an aborted baby in the 70s, but we'll get over it.
scheme. No, I don't really have a topic. I just showed up because I live here.
Here's another
You
what
just
if.
showed up because you live here.
Here's another what if,
What if?
which I don't think it would ever be allowed, but you put it, the mangled aborted fetus on a billboard.
Why'd you have to
And
use
then-
the mangled?
Because that's
don't
what they
know.
are.
Yeah, that's what they are.
I don't
It-
think there's just like a wrench turning when they pull them things out of there.
No, have you seen what they do?
I
You
know.
Need to watch one.
Well, no.
It's like a vacuum it's like a needle, like a knife with a vacuum inside the knife, and they have to like chunk it into pieces.
Oh man.
And as they chunk it into pieces, it sucks through the tube. I read this article about the med student
Oh my God.
who was pro-choice.
yeah.
And he said that every woman should have a choice. It's their body; they should have a choice, and that has a lot of credence.
And what
to
they
it.
made him do one.
He saw an abortion firsthand. He said after that, because I mean, you're seeing body parts that you can recognize. A nose, an ear, an arm with hands.
Jeez.
A face, and you see that just going through a tube, and it's so just like, oh, I'm so glad you made it in tonight, Sarah.
Oh my God.
Oh, very very
Why'd
nice
you
of
have to
you.
use
I'm
my
glad-
wife's
I'm glad-
name?
How
Yeah.
how lo- how
Didn't even-
far
That was
along
weird.
is that though? Like 6 months in?
Oh no, they look human after 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I mean,
Oh, really?
they have a head and arms and
Yeah.
and legs and stuff.
The way I look at that, it's like, when does a human become conscious? And I don't even know if babies are conscious. So
Yeah, that's such
So
a
it's
hard
like
thing
you don't-
too because
you
I
can't
don't
kill a
remember
baby.
anything
yeah,
before 5. So could you have killed me at 3?
I think
I think you
I
could
think
get
a
away
lot of
with
people
at
remember
least 3 or 4.
3 something from when they're 3.
I don't remember anything.
I
like
think you're a
3.
conscious being when you're 2,
Yeah.
maybe even 1.
Yeah.
Not at 6 months.
I don't think you remember anything at 2 years old unless someone touched you.
No,
and then
you
it
probably
marks
don't
it in your
remember,
brain.
but I still think you're.
I feel like you guys should have laughed
Yeah.
at that.
If,
that
how,
was a,
how old's your son?
that was a pedophile
He's
joke.
2.
So I think he's
He-
aware of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Has
don't
he
think
has he
babies
found
are aware
himself
of
yet?
Yeah.
Has he?
Yeah. He.
There's a
today-
comedian I like that talks about how his son found himself, and he goes, he just had the worst reaction. He saw them and he wanted them gone. He squeezed his balls with the ferocity of an Amazonian woman. Yeah.
when we were coming home
I have
from
girls.
Florida,
So I don't
he
know.
had his shirt up, like messing around. He was slap happy. We were in Illinois. We were almost home, and I look back and I don't know. I'm laughing, and he goes, "Don't look at my belly, you pervert."
What?
And I started laughing. And he goes, "Don't look at my belly, you weirdo." And he just starts laughing and like crazy.
Don't look at my belly, you pervert.
Yeah,
What are you teaching this kid?
he knows every word. He just knows
Every
which
word?
ones he can say and he can't.
You should.
Like the one night when he was down here.
Has he cussed
says,
already?
Oh yeah, he cusses all the time.
Does he really?
You were here, weren't you? Or
I
did you
don't-
already leave? Whenever he woke up and I had to bring him down while we were playing poker.
No, I wasn't
I
here.
don't
I
think-
wasn't here.
Well, actually, I have it on audio. We'll listen to it after this. But Nikki's like, "All right, give Dad a kiss and tell him goodnight." And he goes to give me a kiss, and he like looks around, notices there's 12 people watching him like kiss his dad, and he looks at me like this. He goes, "What the fuck?" And like 9 people exploded like that, like in laughter. So he's
Oh
like,
my
he starts
God.
smiling like, "Oh yeah," like I'm like, "Oh God."
Dude, your kid is
Like,
an entertainer.
that was the worst like thing you could have done because
Yeah.
he just
Yeah.
totally reinforced
He's
that.
like,
Oh,
yeah.
Kid just walking around, fuck! Fuck!
Oh god.
Yeah, we taught my, Chelsea,
Mhm.
my sister. Me and my uncle Chester, who's a couple years older than me. Don't do the math in your head.
Chester,
Yeah, his name's Chester.
the molester.
I don't know if he's
Ooh.
the.
but he's
He may be.
Jester
He's not-
molester.
He's not Chester the molester. I think that guy was in like the 70s. So, anyways, we're sitting at. They live in Edgar Springs, outside of Rolla, where we grew up.
Uh-huh.
And Chelsea, I think she was like 2 or 3 years old. And me
Uh-oh.
and my Uncle Chester are sitting back in the back room in his bedroom, and everyone's sitting in the front sitting room, like country fucking people do.
Mm-hmm.
And my Uncle Chester just goes, "Watch this, Chelsea, say, fuck." And so my sister just looks at his straight face and just goes, "Fuck." And I'm like, "You're gonna get us fucking killed," is what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Which didn't help because then she just kept saying "fuck."
Yeah.
Runs into the front room, sure as day, just fuck, 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 fuck,
Yeah.
fuck,
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
My mom, I mean, you just hear just stomping to the back room. We hid under the bed. She found us. It wasn't. I think I.
See,
think she
I was
beat the
always
shit out of me for
around
that.
cussing. Like when I was a kid, my
No, we were-
grandparents
we
cussed
were
like
too.
sailors,
Yeah.
kids. But you knew, like,
Yeah.
you don't say it.
No, yeah, you
we
don't.
can't. That's what Nikki's like. You need to not. I'm like, we have Netflix, or we have movies. Like
He
he's gonna
dances
hear
to-
the words.
To Daredevil.
He's gonna hear the words. He just
Yeah.
needs to know what words you can and can't say. I always thought that was weird cussing. Like
Mhm.
why the word tree is
Yeah.
okay. Like these
It's
vibrations.
like, why
are
are
okay.
there bad words?
Yeah, but the word fuck, you hear that and you're like, ugh.
It's like
can't say
bitch.
that.
It's like, why is that a?
Yeah.
Who gives a
It's
shit?
just because
Yeah.
we assign a meaning to those words,
Mhm.
and then that word becomes a derogatory term,
Yeah.
and then society socially either accepts it or rejects it. That's why you can't say midget. You have to say little people. You can't say
retarded. faggot.
retarded.
Which I do
faggot.
not understand retarded. That's the one I'd hate that you can't
Well, I
say
was-
retarded.
Well, I think if you say retardation, that's fine. Retarded
But retarded is
and
a
retardation is
retarded is a word like that. It's
Yeah.
a word. You know, when you say someone, or you have retarded handwriting skills,
Right.
or you're mentally retarded, which means you you have a lower standard of what the norm is.
Look up the meaning of
Yeah.
retarded. I'm
That's
actually
what it
curious.
is. It's,
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
a lower.
You need to Google that shit because I want to.
So I never understood that. If you're like, oh, your kid's mentally retarded, and they're like, oh, that's derogatory.
because that sounds like
well,
an
now it's
asshole thing.
autistic. They changed it. It's autistic now. So if
But-
you'd say that's autistic, then that would be.
Yeah, we're gonna start
Well, that's
looking at
because-
that.
That people start yelling at us for
Okay.
thinking that things are retarded.
Retarded is less advanced in mental, physical, or social development that is usually of one's age. So I mean that's
So if I say you're acting retarded, it means
Okay.
that you're almost
You're
30
acting-
years old.
you're acting
and
less
acting like a
advanced
12-year-old.
than your social development.
You're
Yeah.
retarded.
You're
I'm
being
taking it
retarded.
back. I'm taking it back.
So that one right there bothers me.
Yeah.
That you can't say retarded.
Look up
anymore.
cunt.
I can't write that in my work computer.
That's your work computer?
Yeah.
Oh my
they
god.
monitor that.
You're looking up.
I don't know, but
retarded.
I'm not gonna find out.
Right.
Ooh. Dude, you forgot to remind me to tell that story about the time.
Oh yeah, the autonomous car with
The
brakes.
autonomous
So
car
anyway,
with brakes.
you know they have those the cars out now that automatically stop.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy thought he had one, but he didn't.
What?
And he's like, all right. He's like videotaping it. We
No.
can find it. We should try to find
no.
it. And he's like, all right, you all stand there. I'm going to come at you. I'm not going to hit the brakes. My car's going to stop.
No.
Doesn't stop, runs these people over.
No.
Everyone was fine, but
You did find it or couldn't find it?
I didn't look for it. Are you
Just
talking
look
to
up
me?
autonomous
Yeah.
or like
Yeah, I'm going to Google
autonomous
it. Hold on.
brakes or something.
Autonomous fail?
No. Okay, car crash. Guy stopped by police officer. Watch that real quick.
That's DUI.
No, watch it real quick. I know what that video is. Just watch
This one?
it. Yeah,
All right.
you'll like it.
Oh hell. Here
How
we
you
are.
doing?
Oh, I
Well,
see.
I'm great. I'm doing okay. How
Doing
are you?
okay? I'm not so
really
good because you were weaving all over the road.
Oh,
there.
this.
Well, can
Sir?
we get one thing straight? I have not been
we
drinking.
need to. Okay.
And
Right hand.
Isn't this from Reno
nose
911?
Yeah, yeah.
With the left hand
all right.
and back out. I need you to recite the alphabet from Z to A backwards as fast as
Oh,
you
it's
can.
my
Can you
favorite.
do that
Z to A.
for me? Yeah.
Sure.
backwards.
Z Y X W V U T S R Q P O N M L K J I H G F E D C B A.
All right.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Remarkable. I've actually never seen anybody do
I've never
that.
seen anybody do that.
Heel to toe.
Oh.
You- I'm not worried about your bladder right now.
Sure.
Okay.
10.
All right. All right. Well, you got pretty good balance.
Thank you.
I want
Watch
you to
this.
step, bump, step, bump, bump, step, bump, step, bump, bump. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, bump, step, bump, bump, step, bump, step, bump, bump. Pot of beret, kickball change, step, clap.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Right.
Kickball change. Clap.
You know what would be good is if you get kicked and then you kind of and then a barrel turn and then ha. You know
That was
Watch.
good.
that would be
That was really good. You a dancer?
no, not a. I'm just drunk.
Up against the vehicle
I
right
love
now.
that.
We're going to
You son of a bitch. What's funny is when that first came out, I told my mom that was like bloopers for cops.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, she thought that was real.
Seriously?
Like, yeah, like she thought it was a real.
Hey, Jim Forrester.
Yeah.
You are apparently you're nearby.
Thank you. That
Jim-
actually worked for me the first time last weekend.
Jim
It
Forrester.
said Michael Crowell's nearby, and I was like, we were both down Main Street, and I texted him. I was like, dude, where you at? And he's like, I'm down the riverfront. I was like, dude, I'm at Uncle Joe's. Come on up. And he's like, okay.
That's awesome.
Was he jacking off to aborted fetuses?
Ew.
He was hanging out with some old
Aborted
high
fetuses?
school kids
Oh,
of his.
What? Huh?
nice.
Which
Provocation.
Does
is
Davina-
legal.
does
They're
Dav-
of legal age now.
Oh,
is
so it's like
Davina
old
aware of
students he
this?
had.
I don't know.
Oh. Are you not saying anything because you're afraid that
No, I-
Michael's
I
gonna
don't give a shit.
jack off to your aborted fetus?
We've brought up his name more tonight than
Anyone.
anything else.
Than
We should have a
anyone
Michael
else.
Crowell section.
We
Yeah,
should.
we should, but we'll probably go to jail.
Probably.
Yeah, well, now that we're looking up cop stuff, we should talk about what happened at Carl's house. Were you there?
I had just left.
Oh, so you and Brett left just in time.
Yeah. I was on my way back, but then the shit went down.
What shit? Did someone get knocked out?
No, you weren't there.
Right.
So apparently, they had a couple noise complaints,
Who?
and at Carl's apartment where he lives now,
Oh, I didn't know he got an apartment.
and security came by, like security of the apartment complex, and just
Yeah.
said, "Hey, we've had a complaint. So I wonder if you guys could keep it down." And they're like, "Oh yeah." So he turned the music off, and Brett left, and security came back again and said, "Hey, you're not being that loud, but just want to let you know that the cops might have been called. So just wanted to give you a warning that they probably have been called." So I guess the neighbor had called and maybe told security that she called. Only way the cops show up like 5 minutes after that. This is from Carl. So Carl goes out in the hall like he's supposed to and shut the door behind him like he's supposed to. And the cop said, everybody needs to get out. And Carl said, okay, yeah. Most of the people that were being rowdy left. But yeah, we'll keep it down. No, people need to go. Like they just need to go.
How about I'm a grown man?
And Carl's like, okay, I'll get everybody out. Well, Carl was walking back in to let people know they needed to go. Well, the cops came in behind him, like just barged into the apartment.
What?
And good for Carl, stood up for himself and said, hey, I didn't invite you guys in. You can't be in here.
Right.
I didn't invite you in my apartment. And he goes, I don't give a shit. You guys need to get the fuck out. Starts getting real rude. And supposedly Michael Crowell had a few words to say to him. And but they kicked him out of the apartment. And the worst part is after, Carl was being real apologetic and saying that he was sorry. He didn't mean for all this to happen. And he went to shake the cop's hand and said, I just want to, apologize, make you guys come out here. Really didn't mean for this to happen. I'm sorry. And put his hand out to have it shaken, and the cop looked at him and goes, you've apologized one too many times tonight, and I'm not shaking your hand. Like
what does that even mean?
What kind of fucking power trip? But I guess the guy realized, oh well, I'm being a real faggot douche. So he's like, but I'll fist bump you.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, and Carl
He said,
fist
"I'll
bumped him.
fist
I'll
bump
fist
you?"
bump you. I said, you can go fist your fucking mother. That's
Right.
what I told him. You fucking faggot cocksucker.
Wow.
Dude, that happens a lot too, man. It's kind of there's a lot of good cops out there, but there's a lot of douches.
Yeah, and I understand they put up with bullshit every day,
Mm-hmm.
but you would think.
If they're only putting up with bullshit if you give them bullshit.
Well,
to deal
that's what
with.
I'm saying. You would think that once they meet someone who's showing respect, and
Yeah.
they would be like, "Oh, good, I can take off this fucking faggot, mask I always have to
Right.
wear, being a cocksucker, and just be real with this person."
Yeah,
they,
but okay. On the flip side of that, I have a camera in my hand. If I maybe I'm a cop, I come in. Oh, you guys are being cool. All right. Hey guys, let's just be fucking cool. I record that, post on the internet.
But
Look at the cool stoner cop. You know what I mean?
no, what? But
You could spend it any way you wanted to.
no, I mean that would be fine if you walked in and said, "Oh, you guys are all of legal age. There's really nothing I can do. You're not doing anything illegal. Thanks for keeping it down now." I mean, what proof did they have that they were being too loud? They need to have some kind of recording device to
What
listen
apartment
to
complex
see.
does he live in?
In the what's it called? The Residence,
Yeah, the ones
where Noah's
over
Ark
there
used to
by
be.
5th Street and
Over
70.
by Time Place?
Yeah, Crime
Yeah.
Center.
Yeah, across
Crime
the street,
Center,
but
Time
the
Center.
nice places.
Mhm.
See, Time Center used to be the nice places.
Yeah,
I remember that.
till all the.
You know who
drugs
I,
moved in. Will you stop fucking doing that?
You do that 13, 14 more times. You're out of here, buddy.
No,
Those
you know
are
what's
like
funny?
7.
I talk to Brian
Yeah.
Pyle like every other night now.
Really? For what?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
on
played
Xbox.
We play
Xbox.
Destiny.
Yep,
Yeah.
Xbox.
That was just weird because I didn't know I actually had him as a friend for the longest time, and then
Yeah, he
He
changed
just-
his name or something.
yeah, he sent me an invite and he's like, "Hey, it's Brian Pyle." I don't know why he would sound like that because he's like, "Hey, it's Brian Pyle," because I'm Batman.
Oh man.
Dude, so I remember the only bad encounters with cops I had when I was much younger, like 18 through 20.
Yep.
And I remember getting pulled over like 3 times when I was between 16 and 18, and them just searching me just because they saw a young kid
Oh
driving
yeah,
around
I got
with a bunch
searched
of
every
kids.
time.
And I didn't know my rights back
Yeah.
then. They pulled me over. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have to search your vehicle." I was like, they didn't even tell me
okay.
why they pulled me over or anything.
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, okay." Like,
Didn't you have an
Fucking
that happened
incident
like
though?
3 different times.
Didn't you have an incident in your younger years where maybe you abandoned the scene of a wreck? Too.
No,
Wasn't that you?
no.
I don't remember
Somebody, who was it then? Because I remember it was like there's a bunch of construction up on First Capitol right there by like where Lindenwood is. And I
Oh,
thought,
that was me, but it was a 1-car accident,
well, I know,
Oh.
like not involved
and I just
kind of
scraped.
right. And
I just
but did
kinda
you just
scraped-
leave the car
Well,
there?
Yeah, well, because I had a few beers and I was like,
Right.
I don't know if I'm over the legal limit or not, and I was like, I'm
I'm
not
just-
going to chance it.
yeah.
And I pulled into Dairy Queen, got out, and just ran through
Walked.
some yards,
Yeah.
just in case cops saw me, because what happened was it was a construction zone, and I was going through and like got a bunch of like dirt and mud up onto my windshield, and I went to turn on my my
then it
wiper
spread.
fluid, and it just like smeared it
Yeah.
all across, and I had like a foot on each side, and I was like, kind of went across the concrete. I was like, oh shit! So I pulled up to Dairy Queen, pulled in, parked, and just like kind of took off through some
Yeah.
yards.
Yeah.
I was like,
I don't even know how I know that. I think I saw, or did you?
I went
I've
to
told the story a few times.
I
Yeah.
went to
Maybe that was it.
Tony
I just-
Rubel's mom's wedding.
Mhm.
They got married at Blanchette Park, and Little Hills Expressway used to be part of Blanchette Park. You remember that? You know
Yeah.
where the road is now? It just
Yeah.
used to be part of the park. Whoops.
Little Hills Expressway.
Yeah, where Ryan Kavanaugh passed that road.
Oh yeah.
You remember it just used to be railroad tracks?
Yeah.
That used to
Yeah.
be railroad tracks.
There you go down the.
Well, the
That's
reception.
Melweather Expressway.
What is it?
That's Melweather Expressway. Little Hills is the one that you go. It goes parallel to 370.
right. It's the.
Oh, that's not called Little Hills
No,
Expressway?
that is. But that other one you're talking about,
Yeah, that's
It's not.
Melweather Expressway
Yeah.
or Fifth Street Extension.
Fifth Street Extension.
Well, that spot. The reception was getting wrapped up, and we walked down. There used to be like this weird, looks like an old factory, and it
Yeah.
had, you could like climb up in it. Well, we walked the railroad tracks and we started climbing up in it. Well, a cop came down where that big turn is, where you can go down 94, where you used to have
yeah,
to go.
Yeah.
Well, he pulls in there like a maniac, and he jumps out of his car, and we get off the stuff, and we start sprinting down the railroad tracks.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Stop now! Stop now!" And I'm like, "Guys, we're not doing anything wrong. Let's just stop." And we're probably like 200 yards from him.
Yeah.
So we stop. We turn around and we start walking back. And he's like, "Get your hands up! Get your fucking hands up!" And starts cussing, like being crazy. And we're like, I don't know, 14, maybe 15,
Right.
maybe younger. And so we come back. He's like, "Don't you ever fucking run from a cop. I could fucking shoot you. Are you guys stupid? Are you guys fucking stupid?" And I'm like, "Sir, I don't think there's a reason to be so belligerent. Like, there's no reason to cuss at us right now. We got scared. We didn't know if we were doing anything wrong. We ran like it was just instinct. We came right back. Shut the fuck up and sit down." And he made us all sit down on our hands
Yeah.
in the rocks. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. So the guy said, "This is private fucking property. Do you know what fucking private property is?" And I'm like, "Sir, I understand this is a public park, and I don't know how private property could be in a public park." And he's like yelling at me and cussing me. I'm like, "Sir, you need to stop cussing at me. Like, there's no reason for you to be cussing at a 14-year-old, at a kid. We're a bunch of kids."
Yeah.
So Tony and his cousin are like, "Dude, stop. And they're like kicking at me. I'm like, "I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
This guy's being an asshole." So he comes back out of his car and he goes, "You're lucky I had another call." And he leaves. So I'm walking back and they're like, "I can't believe you're doing that. Do you just keep your fucking mouth shut?" And I'm like, "Why?" And his cousin pulls out this big bag of weed. And I'm like, "Oh my God, why do you guys tell me?" Like, I'm freaking out. Like, why do you guys fucking tell me? Like,
What were they gonna say?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, shut up. We have weed.
yeah, exactly.
We have weed. Don't let this cop search us. We have weed on us.
Dude, we've got weed. But I just remember that. Like, I don't know. I was always like, well, my grandpa was a cop, and
Yeah.
I was just like, they were normal people, and
Right.
they weren't anything special. I always treated them with respect, but if any adult came up and cussed at me like that as a kid,
There's a lot of them, man, that have a power trip big time.
Yeah.
and it happens in any line of work. There's a few guys at my job that they have a little bit of power. Like, they don't have that much, but every little bit they have, they're like abuse the
Utilize it.
shit out of it, man. It's like this one guy. He's like the next level above me. He can kind of tell me what to do, but not really.
Yeah.
And usually I just listen to those guys, but this guy's so ridiculous. I just ignore this guy now, and like, because he's just always trying to tell people what to do, and it's like, if it made sense, I'd do it, but it's like, so now I just ignore him, and he kind of just quit because I'm just like, yeah, okay, man. It's like, I got to do my own shit, and he's trying to get me to do other shit that's nothing to do with my job.
And the people above him are okay with that, like you doing what you need to do.
And
yeah.
he can't really tell on me because it's like he's trying to get me to do stupid shit. So it's like,
He's giving you a task
Yeah.
just to give you a task.
yeah, and I'm like, yeah, okay, dude, I'll get to that
Right.
eventually.
When hell freezes over.
Hell just froze over.
Yeah. Well, actually, Nikki and I got pulled over. It was a Friday night. It's like 11:30. We're leaving my mom's house. We still lived in St. Peter's with my mom, and we were driving to. Remember Jason Wagner? He used to hang out with us a little bit. He lived in this neighborhood over here above the rock quarry with the condos, right down
Yeah,
Freedom's.
yeah, I went there one time.
Yeah. So we're going over there to play board games. So me, Nikki, and I have Cooper in the car, and we're going to meet up Jason and Becca to play board games on a Friday night. Like the stupidest, gayest shit you can do at 22, you know? And we get pulled over right at 94 in Freedom's.
For what?
He turns
Speeding?
nothing. So he turns his lights on, and I pull over, and I always have this thing when I get pulled over, because I used to get pulled over a lot having an old cop car. I guess they do it to be a dick. But I always turn the dome light on. I roll down my window. I take out my keys, and I put on the dash. I put my right arm on the steering wheel and my left arm with the window down on the window. That way they can see, like, they don't have to be nervous coming up my car. Like, try to make them feel as comfortable as possible. Well, he comes up, and I'm standing there. I'm like, good evening, officer. Was I doing something wrong? And how long you've had this car? Real fucking rude like that. I'm like, oh, man, I've had this car probably 4 or 5 years. And he's like, you need to take that emblem off that says Police Interceptor. And I'm like, what do you mean? The emblem? He's like, yeah, on the back bumper it says Police Interceptor. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the name of the car. No, it's a Crown Victoria. You have a Police Interceptor model. And I'm like, well, I don't want to argue with you, but in 2001 they changed the name of that's an emblem of the car. It's not something I put on there.
Right.
You need to take it off. And I go, well, again, I don't want to argue with you, but this was purchased from a police department. Is there an ordinance that says I can't have something that says police? I'm not going to vandalize my car for no reason. I'm not going to rip an emblem off of my car for no reason.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people going around acting like cops. Would you do anything like that? Would you act like a cop? And I'm like, no. Was there any reason that you would think I would act like a cop? I was like, I just bought the car because it's cheap and it's fast and it's big. Like, that's it. And he's like, all right, I need your license and registration. And again, I've done nothing illegal at this point.
Yeah.
So I do it just because I'm like, all right, I give him my license. I give him my insurance card. And he goes, what are you doing all the way out here?
Where were you?
We're at Freedom's in 94. It's 11:30 at night. And my license says 3009 Crown Drive, St. Peter's.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. What do you mean? What are we doing out here? I'm meeting a friend. We're going to play board games, actually. And I laugh, like, we're not drinking. We're going to play board games.
Yeah.
I have my dog in the car. Like, that's all we're doing.
Sure.
And he says, well, what are you doing way out here? And I go, sir, that address, that 3009, it's 5 miles down 94. Is there a rule that I can't be 5 miles from my house? Because at this point, I'm getting pissed.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's like, you need to get where you're going and get there. And I'm telling you right now, you take this fucking emblem off your car. And he gives me my stuff and leaves. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? And Nikki's like, what was that? And I was like, they do it all the time. And when I was in high school and I had that cop car, at least once a week, getting pulled over. Oh yeah, yeah,
But didn't you say like they would just want to talk to you about it?
yeah. No, not
Just
like.
hey, what's going on?
Well,
with
yeah,
that?
they
Were they always assholes or?
most of the time.
Most
Like
of
the
the time.
one I had, the two-tone. Every time they say you need to paint this car, like, sir, are you paying for a $4,000 paint
Right.
job? I'm not.
Right.
I don't need to do anything. It's just ridiculous. Yeah.
You
ridiculous.
should have just got a camera in your car and started videotaping it.
Yeah. If they were cheaper back then, I would have.
Yeah.
I was with my cousin one time, and I don't know if you've met my cousin Drew. He's got a bald, shaved
Yeah.
head. He's
I
tatted
met
from
him.
the
He
neck
used to live
down.
with you guys.
Yeah,
when
he
you
used
were
to
in
live.
Your mom's.
Only time this ever happened, I get pulled over in a McDonald's parking lot. They don't even come to my door. Straight to the back. Nikki's in the passenger. Straight to the back seat. Knock on his window, roll down the window. I need your license. Ask for my cousin's license. He ain't even driving. And I was like, what? What is going on here?
Did he have a warrant?
No, like
Technically, if you're not driving, you
you
don't have
don't.
to have.
Yeah, that's the thing. But he did. He was just
Yeah.
like, I don't have anything to hide.
Yeah.
I'll just give it to you. And again, like I was young. But now I would have said, fuck you.
Yeah.
He ain't giving you shit. But then I didn't know. It's like, oh, he's asked for my cousin's license.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, that's like, because if you don't know, like, just think of how many people. Like, I've talked to Corey, who's a cop in North Dakota, and he
Is
says,
still a cop?
yeah, and he says that they stop people and they'll ask them. They're hoping that you don't know your rights.
Yeah.
All right, we want you. We want to search you because it's a huge drug traffic area getting in and out of
yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
So they'll say, they'll pull them over for anything possible.
Yeah.
Anything. And they'll say, oh, yeah, we've got a lot of drug runners in here. We want to search your vehicle. Could you step out of the car? And they're just hoping that someone says, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's such a stupid thing because the person that's smuggling drugs is Googling their fucking rights
Oh,
before
yeah.
they go,
Oh, yeah.
They're not, the person that they're searching is someone
Or-
that doesn't do anything.
To be more honest, they're probably Googling their rights as they're getting pulled over.
yeah.
Dude, look up my fucking rights. Look up my This guy was right behind us.
But now I do it.
I got weed in it.
Now it's just got to be a principle thing. Just
Yeah.
because they're taking it so far, you have to just be like, no, I'm not talking until there's a lawyer present. Unless you can
Yeah.
tell me a law that I'm breaking.
People need to start suing them for that shit, and then it'll stop.
And that's the thing,
So,
though, is
well,
no
let me
one's
ask you
being
thi-
punished if they're sued
Let me ask you this.
because it's just taxpayers that pay for it. Like
Well-
you hear all these $1 million cases,
Right.
it just comes from the taxpayers.
But let me ask you this. Now,
That's what sucks.
I think, and I feel bad because I don't know the exact state or the exact city, but I think it's in Texas where the cops are starting to wear the cameras
Yeah,
on their,
yeah,
their
a lot of states
on their
are doing
lapel,
it now.
like on the front pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And in the few counties that they're wearing them in, crime has dropped dramatically. Like, police officers are being more professional when they talk to people. People know they're on camera, so they're acting different because they know that, all right, if I act like a fucking crazy bitch, it's going to be on a camera.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, you can't argue with video. When it's recording, you do something. Yeah, you could alter it a little bit here and there, but some shitty, front pocket cam that's, uploading to a server back at the police
Whatever
station.
happened to the Cleveland thing? Did those cops get it?
They were indicted, but who knows what's
Indicted?
going
So they're still in trial. Then they have to go to a
Indicted,
trial.
Jane.
on. Yeah, eventually it'll go to trial.
Have you ever watched these DUI checkpoints of people just being like, "Yeah,
No.
I'm not breathing."
That's what happened to Shane.
Yeah, and they asked him. He's like, "Are you a lawyer or something?" He's like, "Oh, my wife's a lawyer."
Nice.
really?
And they're like, "Okay, you can go."
All right. Whatever. So wait, when you go to a checkpoint, you don't have to breathe into it or whatever?
No, they don't have a right to just select everyone and
Yeah.
give breathalyzers.
Yeah.
Like they have to have reason to believe. Like they say, crack your window. So even if you are drinking, so they can't smell anything, or say that they did smell anything, just barely crack your window, and they'll ask you, roll down your window. And some guys are like, "No, this is good. If you need my license, I can put it right through this crack."
Mm-hmm.
And they'll ask you, "Have you been drinking?" It's like, I don't have. I'm not answering any questions. So unless there's a lawyer present, I'm not answering questions. Are you detaining me, or am I free to go? And they'll just keep asking them. Oh well, can I get your? I just need to know if you're drinking. That's all. I'm just asking if you had a couple of beers. It's not. And they try to get you to admit it, and you just say, "I'm sorry, I'm not answering questions. Am I being detained?" And they just keep saying that like a broken record. Am I being detained? Am I being detained? Am I free to go? Am I free to go?
See,
And then they just go, "Okay, you're good."
Can you just say, "I plead the fifth"?
no. I mean, I'm sure you could, but then that's almost like, okay, you're clearly.
Yeah, I've watched a couple things, and they say the best thing to say is just like, "I'm not answering any question." And then when you say that, whatever they say, like, "Where have you been tonight?" I'm not answering any questions. How old are you? I'm not answering any questions.
Right.
Never pick and choose the questions that you're going to answer.
Just answer
I'm
that.
just gonna do that every time I get pulled over.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then you
Because
can.
they always ask where you're going. I'm not answering questions.
Yeah, no, you can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that they ask those questions is to pry to
Is
try
to
to
lead
get
you
to get some
into-
kind of
yeah.
information.
Because once you say it out loud, then they got you. Once you give that little bit of information to them, then they have probable cause. Then they can go in and do it.
Sorry, speeding officer. Just trying to get home. I got really need to jack off.
And that's the whole thing. Like, you know how when they pull you over, do you know why I pulled you over? Because they want you to incriminate yourself. Oh man, I was doing 70 and a 60. I'm really sorry about that.
See,
That'd be fine if you know you're speeding.
Hold on. Here's the flip side to that. I was driving to Milwaukee. I was on 270, doing 85 miles an hour in that Lancer that I had, that blue car.
Uh-huh.
We get, he was sitting on that little intersection between the highways facing our way. And I mean, as soon as I see him, I come up over the hill doing 85. I see him, slam on my brakes.
It's the worst thing to do.
Yep.
I didn't know that. This is the first time I'd ever experienced that situation. Now I'm just like, fuck you, when they don't pull me over. So, of course, I mean, I don't even get here, and he's just like, I'm going to get you, like pointing at me.
Here I come.
Here I
I'm
come.
coming
Here
for
I
you. We're
Comes
coming for you.
Neutral drop.
So, like, he pulls me over. He goes, you know why I pulled you over? And I go, because I was fucking speeding. Like, I was doing probably 85 miles an hour. And he goes, yeah, actually, you were doing 85 miles an hour. You were doing exactly 85. I'm like, I'm just being honest.
I had
And he goes,
the cruise control on, motherfucker.
right. Yes, I knew exactly what I was doing. But yeah, he just like, he took my license, went back to his car, came back, and he goes, all right, well, I'm going to give you a warning because you didn't bullshit me.
Yeah.
But, next time,
And that's the thing is
keep
if
it
you
under
can
60,
read,
75.
I've always felt like if you can make friends with them in 5 minutes, no one's gonna
30
write.
seconds.
No one's gonna write their friend a ticket.
It's got to be
So
quick.
if you can tell like, okay, this guy's a reasonable guy,
Right.
and you just be like, oh man, I'm sorry, and you're being genuine.
Right.
There's a lot of times like when I first started getting pulled over all the time, I was just genuine and just played along. And there was a time where my plates weren't registered to the right car, and it wasn't my fault.
Right. It was the DMV. I remember
Yeah,
that.
they fucking. It was. I was
and then
actually
you had that
in
headlight
line.
bullshit.
I was in line. Oh, yeah. Were you with me when that happened?
No, you told me
Oh.
about it because you were coming to my apartment.
I
Me
was
and Adam's
I was
apartment.
in line at the DMV, and the lady goes, "Oh man, I'm out of this paperwork. Can we switch?" And the lady's like, "Oh yeah, we're not doing that part." So she's like, "Can you gentlemen switch?" So us two in line switched people. Well, they registered my plate number to his car, and vice versa. So I kept getting pulled over because when you ran my plates, it said 91 Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
But in my registration in the glove compartment, I would just show them and say, no, they made a mistake. Here's my plate number. This is my car.
Right.
It's messed up in the computers. I had to
Yeah.
call Jeff City. They fixed it in their computers, but they didn't fix it in
They
the
didn't
cops'
fix it on the
computers.
cops' computers.
So they always gave them an excuse to pull me over.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
and I even showed this one guy papers and just said, hey, man, I'm doing everything I can to take care of. Still gave me a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to drive to like off of Manchester to like I went in front of the prosecuting attorney
Yeah.
because you go there before you plead. Oh no, you go to the judge and you say guilty, not guilty, or guilty with an explanation.
Right.
So I went up and I said I'm guilty with an explanation. So they send you over to the prosecuting attorney. So I showed him. I said, "Here's my papers. This is exactly what happened. I told the guy these are the papers." He looked at it. He's like, he should have never given you a ticket. He's like,
yeah.
this is ridiculous. He literally just tore up the paperwork and threw it in the trash.
Yeah.
He's like, you're good.
You see those new cameras they got on some of the cop cars
Yeah.
that read everyone's license
Yep.
plate?
They have
as
them
it's
all
driving
over
by?
St. Charles.
Yeah, I
Yep.
see them all the time.
Yep.
I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah. And what's crazy is so if you get in some kind of crime, they'll just type in your license plate into a database, and everywhere you went throughout the day, I mean, they can track everywhere you went.
Yeah.
Depending
If
on
you
how
drove
the
past
cop
one of those
exactly,
cars, yeah.
exactly.
Right.
So it's like, oh, well, you said you were here, but actually you were here at this time.
Yeah.
You know what's
It's like
funny?
they're gonna have a database
I think it was like
on everybody.
I think this was like 6 years ago because I was dating Chrissy at the time. So it was a lot longer than that, actually.
Mm,
God, we're fucking old.
that poontang tastes so good.
No. So I was over in Illinois. I was lost. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I crossed over the bridge into Illinois, and that's when I realized I was lost.
Yeah.
And then there's nowhere to get off right there at the beginning, so you have to go like 3 miles down.
There's a lot of places to get off on the east
Shut
side.
up. So I was turned around and I was coming back. And the Illinois has these vans that'll park on the side of the road and take your license plate if you're speeding. Had no idea. It's like a week later, I get this thing in the mail from Illinois Department of Corrections or roadside, whatever it was. They're like, we caught you speeding. Here's the ticket. And then here's our proof. I'm like, okay, I see a picture of my car. And it's like a far off picture. So I'm like, how do they even fucking know it's me? I look down at the next picture. Here's my fucking face. It's me speeding. Josh Postel. Clear as fucking HD.
Yeah.
There's my face. Then
Yeah,
there's
pictures
another
of me.
picture even closer. You can make out my glasses. You can just like, this is Josh Postel. Then it's like one going away, and you can clearly see my license plate. And then the back of my head somehow.
Yeah.
I had no way of fighting it.
Yeah.
And it was 75 and a 60 in a construction zone in Illinois.
Well, they just, I don't know if it was in Missouri. I think it was in Missouri, but they just found all those red light cameras to be unlawful.
Right.
Because they tracked the money trail.
Right.
And it was actually a private company that
Yeah.
was profiting from all of these tickets.
Right.
So you don't have to pay a private company
Nope.
for laws that are broken.
Nope. That's why they told you like 5 years ago. Do not pay those tickets.
Yeah, don't pay those tickets.
Don't pay the
'cause
tickets,
You're paying them to
'cause you're
to
paying-
some private
yeah.
company.
There's no way
Well,
the city could.
That's what's so
finance something
crazy
like
is they've been talking about, why does the United States have such a prison problem? Is it that we're just, ravaged beasts that like to break the law,
that. I like to
or
think
what
that's
is?
the case.
But we're the only country that the only country that does it so successfully. We privatize prisons, and people profit from prisons. So, if you profit from something, then obviously you're going to strive.
I need one.
Jesus fucking Christ, Josh, are you drunk?
Yes. You
You've knocked that beer over 8 times.
Judgy McJudgerson.
At least he's
it's
caught
like,
it.
It's too thick and wide for your whole.
Oh, to fit in there.
Yeah.
Why don't you just set it on the table? But this one here really hits home, because where I worked at before this place was it was called the Center for Autism, and I was a behavioral assistant. So kids would have meltdown. When I say kids, I mean 18 and 19-year-old mentally challenged people who have superhuman strength. And when I say superhuman, I mean like 3 guys holding their legs, and they will just lift these men off the ground. So here's a mentally handicapped kid on a bus, and we were trained in what was it called? SCM, it was Safe Crisis Management. So you were trained how to restrain people without hurting them.
Yeah.
And there was different kind of moves, like a supine and a like
Suplex.
yeah, suplexes. Those were fun. So there's ways to hold kids so that they won't hurt themselves, because they're so strong. I mean, they could literally, if you're holding their wrist in a certain way, they'll break their own arm or break their wrist.
Holy crap.
So here's one of those kids. This kid probably has autism, and he won't get off the bus. Well, the behavioral assistant isn't with them, so they cops are around. So the cops are trying to help this kid off the bus, and they're waiting him out here.
Much rather you walk out with me, bud, than me have to drag you out. I don't want to have to do that. Okay?
We have to fight. Somebody may get hurt. And that's gonna last a lot longer than it has to.
Yeah, either you or one of us might get hurt, and we don't want to do that. Okay?
Completely avoidable, because he's not being violent.
Yeah.
You just let the kid sit there, is what you should do.
Right now, this is a little problem that can be dealt with. Okay? We don't want it to turn into a big problem, because if one of us gets hurt, then you're gonna end up going to jail, not to the hospital. Okay? We don't want to do that. Okay? So what do you say, Jake? Why don't you help us out a little bit? Stand up and we'll walk out to the ambulance together, all right?
Just non-responsive.
How old
What
is
do you
this
say,
kid?
bud?
I guess like between 16 and 18, maybe
Can you answer me?
15.
Fall asleep? Scratch it right over.
You turn it up.
Yeah.
Alright, come on, bud. Let's go. Come on, Jake. Let's go. We're gonna get up. Come on, we're gonna get up. Let's go. Let's go. Nope, not happening. Yep.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Break his arm.
Yep, just broke his fucking arm.
God! Oh! Come on, step down, step down. Oh! Broke my fucking arm! Come on. Oh!
God, did you see that thing?
Oh.
See, now there's no reason to be twerking a kid besides you just gotta swallow your pride. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he feels like he's getting disrespected by a kid who's obviously disturbed.
Yeah.
So you just torque his arm like that, like to prove a point. Oh my God, it sounded like a bat cracking.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, just it's crazy when you see stuff like that. It makes you sick.
Yeah, these guys go on power trips, man.
It's crazy. Ugh. But yeah, that was another 15 minutes. So we're an hour 15. How's about that?
See if Josh has anything else he wants to talk about.
Yeah, Josh, you got anything? We're out of topic.
By the way, the Lightning advanced to the Stanley Cup Finals with Finn Bishop, St. Louis native, leading the way
Oh, wow.
as their goaltender.
Nice.
Waiting on Josh.
Yeah, of course.
Waiting on a woman. You
Oh,
watching?
when do the Ducks and the
That's
Ducks.
tomorrow night.
Cocos play?
Tomorrow night. I'm
Ye-
going to be at a wedding reception, so I won't even be able to watch the game.
Oh, actually, I'm not this weekend. We're going to a graduation this tomorrow. You got the Ducks going?
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, fucking Cocos. They would have had to win 3 in a row. If they win tomorrow, they won 3 in a row.
No. 2 in a row.
Oh, was
No.
it?
Yeah, 2 in a row.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was 3-2 Ducks.
Oh, okay.
So, I hope the Ducks. I hope it's a tie game with 3 minutes left, and then the Ducks do the flying V.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? Emilio Estevez is out there. That would be fun.
All right, new topic. Things that taste good with bananas. Go, Mike.
Wafers.
Wafers. Jimmy.
Caramel.
Bananas.
Bananas and caramel?
Bananas and
I don't
fucking
know.
caramel.
I
That
don't
says
know.
so much about you as a person.
I don't know.
I don't know what I can.
Cereal.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. Another topic. Anal fissures. Go.
Anal what?
Fissures. Go.
I don't know what
Fissures?
Fissures.
What's fissures?
Fissures is the it's the French pronunciation of a hole in your asshole.
Anal features.
Not did I say features?
I don't know what you're
So
saying.
I said
anal holes?
Fissures.
Anal holes.
Anal rips, tears in the space-time anality.
This
I don't
guy-
know
this
what
guy's-
the
This
fuck.
guy's wasted right now.
Yeah.
No. Seriously, anal fissures. It's fissures.
Well, can you explain it?
It's a rip in your ass. It
Well-
really is a rip in your asshole.
What are we supposed to talk about?
Yeah, what is that?
The bleeding.
Okay.
How it
Dude,
affects you.
what
people
the
around
fuck
you.
kind of phone is this?
I've never experienced that.
You've never bled from your asshole?
If Fred Flintstone had a phone,
not.
it would be this big.
Don't be jealous because I'm bigger than you.
You are bigger.
Around.
All right, so I guess
That wraps it up for this week, guys.
yeah, it's pretty cool. We have video. I should have took a shower today.
Water.
Dang it! I wish I was funnier this time. I forgot we were videoing. Hey, can we do some stand up? Can we write some stand up?
Sure.
Sure, we can.
I really want to write some stand up.
Let's do it.
All right.
We'll have-
Next podcast.
Stand-up
Should we do
routine.
a stand-up segment?
Yeah,
5
we'll
minutes.
do
5
we can do
minutes
5
each?
minutes each. Do
5 minutes
Okay.
each.
of something we wrote.
Okay.
I can do that. Can it be racist? All my material's racist.
I think it has to be.
Oh,
I'll just
man.
pull. What's the Mexican guy that steals everyone's shit?
Oh, Carlos
Carlos
Mencia.
Mencia. I'll just go and steal
I just
everyone
recently
else's
went
shit.
back
There you
and
go.
watched all those Joe Rogan, Carlos Mencia,
Fights.
like not even really fights, but just like arguments where Carlos Mencia knows he's wrong
Uh-huh.
and is just desperately trying not to get the crowd to kill him.
Yeah.
They're like, Joe Rogan's like, you stole this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. And he's like, no, I didn't, bro.
Oh, man.
Dur-dur-dur.
Isn't it crazy, though, that he had a show? and he
Yeah.
was so huge.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
when you ride on the coattails of other people, the people that are in that industry are gonna see it. They're gonna call you out on it, and you're going to be a joke to them, a joke to the comedic world. That's pretty bad. That's the lowest of low. That's why you haven't heard or seen that guy in the last 5 years?
Yeah, he's a goner.
He's
Yeah,
done.
I guess Joe Rogan single-handedly destroyed that guy, huh?
Yeah.
Easily.
Yep.
Powerful.
Yeah,
Well,
he was huge.
What's he say? He says powerful.
I was listening to
Powerful, bro.
Opie and Anthony like way back, and they were talking about what the fuck was his name? He was a big Boston comic. He's on that firefighter show. He
Dennis
became
Leary?
Yeah. They were talking about
How did you not know Dennis Leary's
how
name?
huge he was back in the day.
Yeah.
And like they were talking about that he's actually a fucking asshole and he stole all that shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's a
really?
big time joke thief. Yeah. He stole Louis C.K. You know that song that Dennis Leary does where it's like
I'm an
asshole?
Yeah.
He stole that from Louis C.K.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
That
Louis
was
C-
like mid-90s.
Yeah,
Like,
Louis C.K. opened for him in Boston, and he was saying like his closing bit was, I just wish I could just be a fucking asshole and just embrace it. And then he went on like his little bits like I would just fucking park in handicap spaces and like just be like fuck you, I'm an asshole. And he said when he got off stage, Dennis Leary was like, dude, that's a really funny bit. Like you could do this, and starts riffing on it. Like you could do this, you could do this. Like that's really funny. And he said like a couple years later, he went to a show and Dennis Leary did that bit. and Louis C.K.'s like, what the fuck? What an asshole.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Movie
I'm
point.
not-
Louis
no,
C.K. said,
seriously.
"I'm an asshole."
I'm
Well,
gonna have to
he's-
look at that.
he
Because
said, like, 3
Dennis
years-
Leary has been like one of my favorite
Well,
comedians
you
growing up.
need to fucking get a new one.
That makes sense, Joe.
Have you never seen, dude? You need to watch Dennis Leary and Bill Hicks. Dennis Leary stole all Bill Hicks shit.
Bill Hicks was a paranoid, raving
Dude,
schizophrenic.
Bill Hicks was a fucking amazing human being.
And trust me, I know the 3 people that listen to this I'm gonna catch flack from them because they're probably Bill Hicks fans. I've not listened to one thing Bill Hicks has done that I like. Not one single thing.
You're crazy.
Did you
I've
like it
listened to, like,
better when
at
Dennis
least
Leary
2
did it?
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like Dennis Leary's that album he recorded, "I'm an Asshole" on. Thank You for Smoking or something like that. Is unbelievably genius.
Yeah,
And
it's because it
maybe-
came from Bill Hicks.
Well, yeah, but he delivered it better than Bill Hicks, to me at least. To me, I'm
Yeah.
just saying my opinion.
Yeah.
I heard those jokes from Dennis Leary better
but
than I
Louis
heard them from Bill
C.K.
Hicks.
was saying that like 3 or 4 years later he was starting a movie, and he was telling a bunch of people, and Dennis Leary or Louis C.K. was starting a movie, and Dennis Leary came over and he's like, dude, I want to help you out, man. And he gave him like $4,000 to help him with this movie. And he was saying it was like guilt money, because he knew that he like skyrocketed his career.
Yeah.
Because that I'm an Asshole was like huge. That song
Yeah,
was huge. Like
yeah.
it had an MTV music video.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
It was so funny.
and that's the thing is like Dennis Leary, his rants though are not from Bill Hicks. Like his rants are completely original.
No, they're
yeah,
not.
they are.
No.
Agreed. Win in Rome. Win in
Yeah,
Rome.
we'll definitely have to do one on.
Steal first thing. Dennis Leary steals from Bill Hicks. You know, these
Exhibit.
things piss me off though because literally, do you know it's just like song stealing.
No, this
No
is different.
one can write the same. No one can write a different song forever.
No,
You're eventually going to be copying off of.
but this
Yeah,
is
no,
different.
Look up. Okay, this will be the closing thing. Let me hear. No. Go.
You're gonna listen to this fucking faggot that you think's so good, real quick.
He's not a faggot.
He
we
is.
never got to swatting.
Oh fuck!
That'll
What
have to
is-
be our next.
Yeah. let's
Yeah,
see.
that was the
week.
one. I
What
thought we
is
were
that?
starting
What are you
with
talking
that.
more.
about?
I
What is
need
swatting?
more. I need
Just tell
to
me a
look up-
generalization.
It's these kids, like they'll figure out, like say it's a lot of video gamers. Like you'll be playing against some kid and you beat his ass in video games, so he can somehow triangulate your location, figure out your address, and then he'll call the police and say you just murdered your neighbor and you're holding your other neighbor hostage in your house. So then the SWAT team shows up.
Holy shit!
So we'll have more on that next podcast.
Yeah, we'll have to do that for sure.
And I'll find some good
Look
videos.
up. Look up Pachelbel's rant.
No, fuck you.
Fuck
I'm
you.
looking up.
You can't find anything. You can't find anything.
Yeah, right. Where the fuck is this? Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen that. Dennis Leary responds to Louis C.K. claiming he stole "I'm an Asshole" from him.
We'll turn it on. It's 1:46.
All right, let's listen to it.
Okay, whatever. But the book, Dennis, come on.
The
Why We
book,
Suck.
baby. Why We Suck.
A feel-good guide to staying fat, loud, lazy, and stupid.
Yes, I'm very proud of this book.
Are you over the autism controversy?
Well, I have a couple things I'd like to say about that.
Really?
Yeah, Louis C.K. wrote that chapter.
Louis like, thank you.
Yeah, if there's anything else in the book you don't like, Bill Hicks wrote that. I want to talk about Louis C.K. for a second, okay?
Yeah.
Then we'll get into autism. Apparently somebody has contacted Louis.
Oh, he's told the story on our show.
I know. And so I heard about it. I didn't hear it. Somebody contacted Eddie Brill from the Letterman Show, who's an old friend of mine, contacted Louis and said, "Hey, Chris Phillips wrote the A-Hole song with Dennis, and actually it was Chris's idea. He's the one who came up with the riff, and it tumbled out of our heads." And when he told Louis said, "Oh my God, I should call Chris Phillips and apologize." No call to me though. Apparently the lines that Chris wrote in the A-Hole song are fine, but I stole all the lines I wrote from Louis C.K.
Wow.
So, and Louis, by the way, the money I gave you to make that movie was not guilt money. I had no idea you thought I stole your material. I actually believed in you as a filmmaker. Period. That's the end of that story.
No, what movie did you give him money to?
I don't even want to get into it. I gave him money to make a movie because I believed him as a filmmaker. Apparently, he said on your show that he thought it was blood guilt money.
Right there.
Yeah, okay.
Boom.
You know what's funny? We do our show every
Okay.
day.
No,
and
but
I
he-
swear to God, I
that's-
vaguely remember Louis saying that there was a
Well,
problem
I just
with
wanted to go on the record.
the A-Hole song.
Yeah, he wrote the song, but the idea of the bit was stolen. Yeah, you can
the
write a
idea
song.
of being an asshole is not fucking owned by Louis C.K. I love Louis C.K. He is now my top echelon comedian. But the idea of being an asshole, he talks about driving down with John Wayne and Lee Casanelli and all these other fucking people and taking a case of whiskey and drive down to Mexico and, eating Whoppers in the old styrofoam containers and fucking throwing them out the window, and a Cadillac getting 8 miles to the gallon with baby seal hubcaps and like all this crazy shit. You can turn the same concept of a comedic bit into your own thing. Being an asshole is not exclusively owned by Louis C.K.
He's a faggot. Dennis Leary sucks.
Well, 4.4 million hits on that asshole song.
Yeah.
That thing was
Just on
huge.
YouTube.
Whoa, what the fuck is this?
That's his HBO.
special. I wish I could see this one of God, I'm so bad with names. Who was the Colin Quinn?
Oh, I hate that guy.
What?
Colin Quinn, I did not like him at all. I
Dude.
liked him in Night at the Roxbury, only because he said...
Oh, here we go.
Oh, wait, here we go.
Leary versus Geraldo.
They're
Yeah.
starting with us. What should we do?
I'm talking
go
about
in.
what they should do with
Let's go in. Let's get the, what does he drink? Courvoisier.
Yeah, he's like the biggest customer Courvoisier has on the
Yes,
planet.
he is.
I think they ship like some insane, like 1 million bottles to him.
Right.
Every time they do a batch on a yearly basis, they send it to him. Let's go over, get drunk, kick the out of him, come back. And then next.
Why don't we just poison the Courvoisier, save us the trip? I'm just saying. That's a good point. But it's France, isn't it French? They're not going to poison it.
No.
Well, why don't we poison all the French? Okay.
I can't hear this.
And then
You
poison
can't
the
hear it?
Courvoisier,
It's like
and you
too
kill
much
two
static.
French birds with one stone.
Let's poison the French, okay? Jerry Lewis.
And then blame it on the Germans.
Yeah.
We have to go in and get him. He's like a big bully. It's like trying to talk peace with a big bully. It's like if a bully says, I'm going to kick your ass, and you're like, I understand how you feel. No.
A big bully is like 3.5 feet tall. That's
Yeah,
the problem.
he has big shoes,
He's a
though.
complete psycho with his little stupid Roy Orbison glasses and his. Do you know how short you have to be to have a Napoleon complex in North Korea?
That's funny.
He's little. I think
Isn't
the
that guy
Courvoisier
Yeah,
thing
he died.
is part of it, but also the fact that he's got nuclear weapons pointed at the United States. Okay, you know what I love, by the way? That's
a good
connection
point.
between him and Saddam Hussein. These guys are all bitching and moaning about, and all over the globe about how much we suck, America, you know?
Yeah.
They go into Saddam's house and his son's house, what do they find?
Right.
They found, was it Miller Lite beer they found? Or Pabst Blue Ribbon or something? I mean, there's some...
Schlitz.
Yeah,
I think
Schlitz. It was Schlitz.
I think it was
These guys are consumed by American
His
products,
favorite
you know?
movie is The Godfather.
Yeah.
Saddam.
And he tortures people while listening to Frank Sinatra.
sodomizes women.
While listening to Frank
Which you
Sinatra.
agree with.
You said that as
I
you heard
saw
the story
that. Yeah,
about
he likes that.
Him watching torture tapes of his victims wearing just his underwear and a big 10-gallon cowboy hat?
Yeah.
See?
Listening to Frank Sinatra. That's a
That's
little
what
eerie.
Colin does.
See, the
I
more we
like
talk
that.
about this kind of stuff, I'm starting to like the guy. I want to
Yeah,
party
me
with him.
too.
If we find him, let's
Ah, I
have one
love
big
Dennis
last party
Leary.
with him.
Well,
Okay?
you know what? My point is really about assassination. Doesn't anybody want that anymore?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but how are you going to do it, people?
There are a lot of Italian guys out of work who are very good at this.
That's true.
I
love that guy in
They
Hudson
would do it for a reasonable price, and they could come back. We could have a feast.
And like they did in
And
the
the professional.
You know, this is the great story that nobody ever made a movie of?
Yes.
Maybe I'll sell the treatment to Apostle.
Okay.
You can put it to your two Italians in there.
Yeah.
It's the guy, the FBI sent that mafia hitman down when the 3 civil rights workers were missing to intimidate a Klan guy, and he beat the balls off him, and that's how they found out where they were buried.
The balls?
Yeah, I know.
Well,
No balls.
I use the expression, you know.
Sorry.
But what do you think?
Right, how
That's
would
a
you do
good-
that?
That's a great story, isn't
It's a
it?
great story.
That is a great
The
story.
balls part is the best.
Yeah.
Well,
Or maybe there's a non-violent way to solve the whole North Korea thing.
good thinking.
They're asking
not.
for, well, there might be, they're asking for what?
There's a nonviolent way to solve the problem with the country that we hate that hates us that's got weapons pointed at us? I don't think so.
No, you're right. Like Russia, for example, that big Russian war. There are things that there are approaches. You have to be strong about it, but there are approaches. There are economic
Yeah, he
benefits that
fucking
we're giving
owns
them
it.
in order for them to stop developing their weapons. I mean, I heard recently they agreed to stop building nukes if American women agree to get their nails done at least twice a week. It's just something I read.
That's a good point.
This guy writes so many jokes before the show, it's not even funny. It's unbelievable. He's got a pocket full of them.
They're good ones.
That's
though.
what that's.
I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying.
It was right there.
That's kind of what we do here, Dennis. Little comedy writing.
Oh, boy.
Fucking owning them.
Coming back. That's it.
That's it. You're the guy in school that did all the homework and then asked if there was any more that needed to be done.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. And if you had tried a little comedy writing, maybe your show would still be on the air.
I'm saying. Even my cup's half looking
You guys like that show. They tell me all the time.
Yeah, she said the sanitation guys. What did they say
love
about
it.
Dennis's
They
show?
love it. They said that Dennis's show should have never been taken off the air because it was the only, sign of a real guy.
Dennis's show. Did you ever have a show?
No. We did have a show. All of a sudden I'm turning to like the codependent right here.
Do you
My show
realize
lasted 2 years.
this is a microcosm of why war will never end right here?
We're at war. No. We're at war. We're done.
Okay.
We're done. You started it. I'll finish.
Oh, that was
funny, though.
good. Do me a favor.
Comedians.
Do me a favor. Go back on there. We'll close out with
I
this.
think it's really funny that all the Bill Hicks, Dennis Leary stuff is gone from YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, that's really weird.
Okay, go back to YouTube.
I
real
bet
quick.
his guys.
Yeah, got that shit taken
Yeah.
off.
They just kept like
Yeah,
flagging it,
deleted.
saying it's
Right.
inappropriate or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Just look up. Just do me a favor. We'll end with this because it's a funny song. Look up Pachelbel's rant, and
Well, I'll be damned. My YouTube just
The only,
stopped
thing,
working.
the only thing shitty about that video I just watched was the worst quality ever.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
well,
old.
that
I
was
could barely
bad.
hear that.
I think your headphones. Could you hear it at all?
I heard
Well,
it.
it was loud, but it was just like
static.
It was like.
I did not hear
That's what it sounded like to me.
Actually, you know what's really funny? We used to watch TV like that. That was just normal quality back then.
Yeah, it was.
It was
You know, I
bad.
still have a theory about that.
It was like a recording of a recording. It was what
Yeah,
it
it
was
was like a VS.
No, I have a theory
VHS.
about that. That's why I'm wearing glasses right now is because I didn't have 1080p resolution when I was a kid, and I watched too many
none
goddamn
of us
Disney
did.
movies.
Yeah, none of us did.
Well, fuck you. Then it's my genetics. Thanks, Mom.
I think it's called drinking while you're have your kid in your belly.
I don't have a.
Well, then why do we?
Oh,
both
my
see-
Oh, that's
Mom.
true.
Yeah.
I think once you get to a certain threshold,
Right.
you have 20/20 vision. Dude, YouTube's broke, so your
What?
shitty
No, it's
song.
not.
Dude, it is.
Come on.
I think it's just charter.
Yeah, it could be. It's this computer. But yeah, I think that was pretty
Well,
good.
it was part of my point. Like that
Well, can you explain it? Oh, that you can steal jokes?
that you can make anything into something.
Yeah, but the Bill Hicks thing, you got to look that up. You got to find that.
I'll look into this.
Bill Hurt.
Because that's
Oh, here we go.
uh,
Okay, what's the song? Hurry up.
Pachelbel's rant.
Oh, you got to spell that.
P-A Bell Paca
Pachelbel
Canon in
rant.
D.
There it is.
Top one, right there. We'll end with this. This is
5 minutes.
You don't have to listen to all this. It's good, trust me.
I'm going to leave you with this little story. It's about this piece of music. It's a very popular piece of music. I'm sure you all know it, but I'll sing the melody right now. Just yeah, Pachelbel's Canon in D. It's a big hit in the classical world, and I know this because I'm a geek. I know what you're thinking. It's like, Rob, you can't be a geek. You play guitar. You're so cool. Okay, you weren't thinking that, but I was. Well, I haven't always been this cool because I haven't always played guitar. I started out on the cello. Yeah, cello is a wonderful, beautiful instrument. It's cool to be an adult that plays the cello. Being a kid that played the cello sucked. Because there's no way to be cool when your instrument is larger than you. When you walk to school with the cello, you're like a wounded gazelle on the Serengeti, man. The bullies just smell you coming from a mile away. Oh, I don't know what that thing is, but I know I'm going to break it. But I put up with all of the abuse because I love the music that we played. I love everything we played in orchestra, except this. I hate Pachelbel's Canon in D with a passion. I hate it so much because the cello part is the worst cello part ever written in the history of cello parts. It's 8 quarter notes that we repeated over and over again. They are as follows. D, A, B, F sharp, G, D, G, A. And that's all we got to play. We repeated those 8 notes 54 times. I counted. Because I had nothing else to do. I would sit back and listen to the violins get lovely melodies, the violas would get lovely melodies, the second violins would get lovely melodies, which should just not happen. And the cello, we got stuck with 8 crappy, lousy, stinking notes. And I began to wonder why. Why would Pachelbel do that to us? Such a beautiful instrument. And my theory was he once dated a cellist. And she dissed him really bad. And so for the rest of his life, he came up with the worst cello parts he could ever think of. It wouldn't be so bad if I didn't hear him every day. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Rob, don't listen to classical radio anymore. It doesn't matter. Pachelbel's following me. It sounds paranoid, but he's following you too. You hear him every day. I don't know, I went to my step-nephew-in-law's 8th grade graduation, and their graduation song was a song by Vitamin C. No. As we go on, we'll remember la da 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 da. So on the drive home, I turned on some classic rock, some Aerosmith. There was a time when I was so broken-hearted. La da 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 da. So I got home, I thought I'd clear my mind with some folk music. No, listen, children, to my story. It was written long ago. They do Pachelbel just like everybody does Pachelbel, just to torment me. I don't even go to Taco Bell anymore because it sounds too close. I hate Pachelbel with a passion. I don't even know his first name. It's probably Johann. They're all named Johann. When you think about it, he's the original one-hit wonder. He had one hit 300 years ago. It's my cross to bear my entire life. Where are they now? That's what I want to know. Where are you now, Pachelbel? VH1's I Love the 1790s. Where is it? And if he would just stay away from music that I loved, it would be better, but he won't. He is shameless. He will follow me to the ends of the earth. I went to Horde Festival thinking, no, he couldn't possibly follow me to the Horde Festival. But you know who was at the Horde Festival? Blues Traveler. So that means that Pachelbel was also at the Horde Festival. Because I was, suck it in, we're in Berlin or Rinton Finn. Make a desperate move and then you're in. So I figure I'm going to listen to punk rock for the rest of my life. No dice. Do you have the time to listen to me whine?
You can kill it. But see, that's my point right there. Is that just because someone has something that sounds similar and they've made it their own doesn't mean that they're a thief. And that, children, is how this podcast ends.
I've struggled with that because I like Led Zeppelin.
Right.
But they've stole everything.
Every
but then I
goddamn
think like, yeah, but that blues music they stole it from, like, I would never listen to that.
Right.
It sucks. But
made
they
it their
saw
own.
something beautiful in it and made it something that the masses liked. But it's still fucking stealing.
Well,
I mean, if I steal your Ferrari, yeah, it's really cool that I can drive it fast. Maybe I'm a better driver than you, but I still
see, that's
stole
the
your
difference.
Ferrari.
If you give the person credit that says, look, I'm doing their shit a different way,
But
you may
they
like
never
how
do
I
that.
do it more than how they originally did it, but that doesn't mean you still aren't enjoying their stuff. I just turned it into my way of doing it.
All right, so we'll just sum this up by saying Dennis,
Dennis
Leary
Leary
is a
rules.
faggot.
Can I say
Dennis
one
Leary
story?
rules.
Yeah, let's hear this.
All right, let's
So
do
my
it.
boss is Ukrainian, and he's always kind of hating on certain American things. And
Like America?
like American. I was, for whatever reason, we're talking about baseball and how it's America's pastime. He's like, America didn't invent baseball. He's like, okay, they made those rules, but I'm not doing the accent obviously because I can't. He's like,
America
he's like-
did not invent baseball.
He's like, people have been hitting balls with sticks for hundreds of years before America came up with baseball. I was like, okay, man.
But
All
we
right.
did steal it from cricket.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
it was like a rendition of cricket.
Yeah.
It's just
called
funny. He's like,
stickball.
people have been hitting balls with sticks for
I like-
thousands of years.
I like how you're describing a Ukrainian person and you're like, people been hitting sticks with balls for thousands
Well, I
of
think
years.
it's funny that even if we do come up with a sport, we just steal the name of your sport. It's
What do
like
you
we're gonna call this football.
Football.
Like
This is
that.
football. It doesn't
Fuck
involve
your
your
football.
feet at all. It only takes your hands. Let's end this fucking podcast. It's done. It's over.
140-27.